The time is 4:30 and this is WKYT This Morning. A fire overnight in Lexington is leaving a family without a home this morning. We'll have all the latest details on that situation coming up.
We have more information after remains were found in the Kentucky River last weekend. Hear why the Fayette County coroner is saying even more remains have been found.
And police have arrested a Laurel County man who is accused of shooting his girlfriend 5 times. We'll have that and your weather forecast, and it's a good one, coming up on WKYT This Morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning, and it's so good to have you with us on WKYT as we get this Thursday off and rolling. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It is Thursday, October 27th, and today there's going to be a few showers, but don't get too excited because we're not going to get any downpours anywhere.
About as warm as it's going to be today, then we do get some wonderful weather for the weekend. Kind of unbelievable to be so late in October. Meteorologist Micah Harris is on duty. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, slowly making its way in here, and like Andrea was talking about, no downpours outside. We could get a few showers here and there. Most of it's going to be very light, if any at all. We do see some back toward the western zones, but even that is extremely light. Temperatures are there in the mid-60s this morning. I mean, it feels like a spooky Halloween morning. There's no doubt about it as you walk outside. Mid-60s, but look toward the afternoon. Look what happens. We're in the mid-60s too. So these afternoon temperatures actually drop just a bit as we head through the day. We're going to talk about that rain chance. I'll show you when it moves into your area coming up in a few minutes.
In the news, a family is without a home this morning after a fire at their apartment complex. Investigators think some children caused it.
The fire started around 9 o'clock last night on Loch Ness Drive near East Reynolds Road. Thankfully, no one was injured. WKYT's Victor Puente has the details.
Firefighters tell me they believe this fire was set on accident. Because of the fire, a family will have to find another place to live. A major out here says the fire investigators have determined it was caused by 2 children playing with a lighter. The fire began in the lower apartment and it started to spread to an upper apartment. The firefighters were able to put it out from outside the building. They say the bottom apartment has heavy damage, which you can see in that video. The upper apartment has smoke damage, and they say it should be livable. They brought in multiple crews to help fight the fire because of the location in an apartment.
Multiple residences in one place, making sure everyone's out, and as often as we have your smoke alarms going off for food on the stove and such there, sometimes you get numb to it, but you should treat each one seriously.
The major said he didn't know if there would be any charges. He said that would be up to fire investigators. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
While no one was hurt, the major says parents should remind their children about the dangers of playing with fire and try to make sure they don't have any lighters or matches.
A mystery continues on the Kentucky River, and we've learned some new information about human remains. Investigators say they found those in the water. Lexington police and firefighters and the Fayette County coroner spent all day yesterday at the scene, which is near the Valley View Ferry. And crews also pulled some cars out of the water. WKYT's Monique Blair has this intriguing story.
After bones were found this past weekend in the Kentucky River, divers spent the day sweeping the river floor, and more bones were found Wednesday. Fayette County Coroner Gary Ginn says he does believe they are human remains.
I believe that I found bones of the lower extremity, not many, and bones of the foot, and possibly a few bones of the ankle.
About a year ago, Coroner Ginn says it was discovered that several vehicles were dumped into the Kentucky River. This past Saturday, the Lexington Fire Department was using the submerged vehicles as a training exercise, and that's when the bones were first found, inside a car. This car behind me here was pulled from the Kentucky River today here near the Valley View Ferry. Coroner Ginn tells me he's still not sure whether or not the bones that were found have any connection to that car that was pulled from the river.
We just know that when the front of the car was dragged to where the ferry docks, that we found these bones under there.
Coroner Ginn says at this point the bones will probably be hand carried to a forensic anthropologist in Tennessee for testing.
With the bones that I've seen, I think they've been in the water probably too long to get any DNA. There is a couple of areas maybe, but I don't want to get anyone's hopes up that might happen.
In Fayette County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Now, crews tell us they do not plan to search the river today. Everything depends on the river's conditions. A car expert will be examining the cars that have been pulled from the river in an effort to determine their make, model, and VIN number.
A Lexington man is behind bars this morning on 100 child pornography charges. The Kentucky Attorney General's office says the Cyber Crimes Unit had been investigating 33-year-old Matthew Murdoch. Investigators say he used his cell phone to download and distribute pictures and videos of child sexual abuse. Investigators say they also obtained a warrant to search Murdoch's house. A Powell County man has also been arrested in a child exploitation case. State police say they had been investigating 35-year-old Danny Sexton of Clay City. He's been charged with distributing obscene matter to a child and illegal use of electronics to procure a minor.
A former Pulaski Southwestern High School football coach convicted of sexually abusing a child will be spending the next 10 years behind bars. A judge in Louisville gave Dale Anderson the 10-year sentence. Last month, the jury found him guilty of sodomy and sexual abuse charges. The case stems from when Anderson taught at St. Raphael School in Louisville more than 30 years ago. Police say during that time he sexually abused a student who was between the ages of 11 and 14. During the sentencing, prosecutors said they added 2 other sexual abuse cases against Anderson. He has entered Alford pleas to those.
Police have arrested a Laurel County man who they say shot his girlfriend 5 times at the Laurel couple's home in front of their child. A Laurel County Sheriff's Office says neighbors heard 48-year-old Michael Johnson and his 29-year-old girlfriend arguing. After she went to sleep, police say Johnson woke her and the couple's 5-year-old son. They say Johnson then backed her into a corner and shot her. Police say he called 911 and told the dispatcher he shot his girlfriend, but claimed it was an accident.
And so she's awake and everything right now?
Yeah, she's walking around here, getting her clothes together and stuff.
After investigating, police charged Johnson with attempted murder and wanton endangerment. Police say the child saw the whole thing. The victim was airlifted to UK Hospital, but her condition is not known this morning.
Time this morning is 4:37 on WKYT, and it is just 12 days until Election Day. Hillary Clinton will be campaigning alongside First Lady Michelle Obama in the crucial state of North Carolina today. Their first appearance on the campaign trail together comes just a day after rival Donald Trump reignited a feud with another one of Clinton's biggest assets, the Gold Star father who famously criticized Trump at the Democratic National Convention. Henna Daniels has the latest on Campaign 2016.
Had I been president, Captain Khan would be alive today.
In an interview with ABC News, Donald Trump used the memory of a fallen Muslim American soldier to once again attack Hillary Clinton's support of the Iraq War.
We made a mistake in going in, and Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton made a terrible mistake in the way they took us out.
Captain Khan's father, Khizr Khan, immediately blasted Trump's remarks as cruel. Stumping for Clinton for the first time in Virginia, the Gold Star father took aim at the Republican nominee's temperament.
Time after time, this candidate has proven to be unfit, unworthy of this office.
At a rally on her 69th birthday in Florida, Clinton hammered Trump for taking time off the campaign trail yesterday morning to attend the opening of his new hotel near the White House.
He once again relied on undocumented workers, the same people he has been insulting and demonizing throughout this campaign.
In North Carolina, Trump fired back.
We're out working her, many more stops, many more everything. Don't go home. She's home all the time. She takes many days off.
A Suffolk University USA Today national poll out Wednesday shows Clinton with a 9-point lead over Trump. But Trump's camp insists he can make up ground. Trump campaigns today in the battleground state of Ohio. Henna Daniels, CBS News.
And the latest trove of WikiLeaks emails hacked from the Clinton campaign allegedly show top aides expressing concerns about foreign donations to the Clinton Foundation and Bill Clinton. Trump maintains he has pumped about $56 million of his own money into his campaign. That's so far. He expects to have given over $100 million by Election Day. Big money campaigns and lots going on out there for the next 12 days. It's going to be interesting. WKYT this morning just getting started, and it's good to have you here on this Thursday.
Coming up, we all know cooking can be a hassle, so what if I told you it can be done using your smartphone? That story is right after Micah's forecast.
We have a couple of showers slowly making their way into the region, but what we're going to be seeing, those temperatures drop as we go through the day, but how low? I'm going to have that forecast coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We do have a couple of showers down toward the 68 corridor as you work your way down into Taylor County, Marion County. Those are the areas that we're seeing just a few showers roll on through. This very light rain, but nonetheless, it is there. Campbellsville getting in on the mix, Bradfordsville. This is already past you, Lebanon, but you still have a little bit more back toward the west. Stanford, you're going to be next in line as you roll down 127, Junction City, Houstonville. Go into Liberty, work your way down toward Russell Springs. Those areas will be next in line here in just about 20 minutes or so as they pass on through. Like I said, they're not going to be a lot. So just know that don't expect a lot of rain out of this, but expect at least a couple of spotty showers here and there as we go through your day. 66 degrees right now in Lexington. It is 68 degrees in Williamsburg down toward Whitley County. So as we go through the day, watch these temperatures drop big time for some, not everybody. You go up toward Covington, we're at 64. That is your high temperature for the day. Frankfort, that's your high temperature for the day. As we go through the day, later on this afternoon, you guys will actually be in the 50s deep into the afternoon. So temperatures actually do drop as we head through your day, especially as we head off into the evening hours. Southern Kentucky, you guys won't feel the change until we hit into the evening and nighttime hours. It's because the warm air just kind of sticks with you. That cold front's not passing on through until we hit that evening and night for you guys in the south. So it's just a little bit different. Upper 60s down south for this afternoon, mid 50s up north for this afternoon. So let's break it down hour by hour. Here's your breakdown as we take you through time. Obviously, it's not a lot. No widespread and nothing really, just no thunderstorms expected within this. So it's just some very light showers. But there's 5 p.m., 7 p.m. Look at 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Yeah, we're sitting there in the 50s. Let's talk about your 7-day forecast. The breakdown of it is a couple of showers, and there'll be gusty winds outside. We're already getting that this morning. 66 for your Friday. Really good looking day for your Friday and weekend, and off into next week, guys. Looks pretty good there for Halloween. We're sitting in the 70s.
Yeah, I mean,
still nice.
It's amazing, really.
It is, yeah,
given that it's late October into November, it's something. All right, it is 4:45 on WKYT. Technology these days is taking over in the kitchen.
There are new devices that not only measure your food, they do most of the cooking for you. That sounds pretty good to me. Chris Martinez reports from San Francisco.
The smart appliance trend that started in the living room is now moving into the kitchen.
If you look at ovens, the technology hasn't changed in 50+ years.
Matt Van Horn is the co-creator of the June oven. It uses sensors, scales, and cameras to determine what you're cooking. Place something inside, like this piece of salmon, and the convection oven's computer figures out how to best prepare it, be it baking, broiling, or roasting. You can even monitor your food from your smartphone.
We're, in essence, teaching the oven to think like a chef.
The drop scale uses similar technology.
I'm just going to start pouring that in.
Sensors help determine when you've entered enough of an ingredient based on weight. The scale's research chef, Jessica Ensel, has been testing it for a year.
So when was the last time you used a measuring cup?
I haven't used a measuring cup definitely in that entire year.
This Samsung refrigerator has cameras inside. At the grocery store, shoppers can use their smartphone to see if they're out of milk. There's also a built-in touchscreen where you can look up recipes.
Alexa, how many tablespoons in a cup?
And if you want to go hands-free,
1 cup equals 16 tablespoons.
Alexa, Siri, and other voice recognition devices have the answers.
And it's kind of like Google Maps for cooking.
Marcus Gosling helps design kitchen products.
There's some really smart, forward-thinking companies saying, well, how could we make seamless experiences in the kitchen?
An ideal recipe, he says, that mixes tradition with technology.
Perfect salmon.
Chris Martinez, CBS News, San Francisco.
The June oven sells for nearly $1,500. The tech company is now taking pre-orders. They expect to start shipping the product at the end of this year. It's pretty interesting. What's so wrong with measuring cups, people?
That's what I wondered.
Those poor measuring cups. No one
the
wants
same
them
thing.
anymore.
Teaspoon, you know, dash of this, dash of that. You'll be all right. It's 4:47 on WKYT this morning, and it's great to have you up and at it with us here on your Thursday. A lot more news coming right up.
When we come back, you know the feeling, having an itch you can't scratch, the worst. Well, bears have the same problem. We'll have that story and much more right after the break.
Good morning, 4:50 now, 10 till 5 on WKYT. Police are trying to figure out what led to a Bullitt County business owner being shot at his store.
Police say it happened early yesterday morning at Donut King in Mount Washington. They say the owner was shot twice in the head and suffered serious injuries. So far, police haven't said if this was the result of a robbery or something else. Friends say the victim and his family opened Donut King nearly 20 years ago.
They all work around the shop. They're just hardworking people who didn't deserve this, and this community didn't deserve this.
Police are looking for a car they say was seen on surveillance video around the store at the time of the shooting.
Police in Franklin County are looking for a robber who wore an unusual disguise. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office released surveillance video of the robbery. It happened Sunday night at Evergreen Market on Evergreen Road. Investigators say the robber pointed a gun at the clerk and demanded money.
The clerk is saying that it was a woman. We believe that it is a man that was dressed as a woman as part of his disguise.
Investigators say the robber also covered his body in white powder or some kind of paint. They also say he waved the gun around carelessly, even pulled the hammer back on the gun before leaving. No one was injured, though, in the robbery. The Army says 2 persons of interest are now in custody in connection to the disappearance of a Fort Campbell soldier. Investigators say no one has heard from 25-year-old Private First Class Shadow McLean since September 2nd. They say her car was later found in downtown Nashville, but there have been no other clues. Investigators say the persons of interest are also Fort Campbell soldiers. McLean's family is pleading for answers.
This is hard. Somebody knows something, and I wish they would come forward and tell us.
The Army says McLean worked as an air traffic control tower operator.
Authorities in Italy are still assessing the full impact of 2 strong earthquakes that rocked parts of the country yesterday. The earthquakes, magnitudes 5.4 and 6.1, happened about 2 hours apart. There have been no reports of serious injuries from either earthquake, but heavy damage has been reported and electricity has been knocked out in parts of Italy. Authorities aren't sure if these are new earthquakes or aftershocks from an earthquake in August that killed nearly 300 people.
Well, a bear out in Washington State has found an unusual help when he had an itch that he couldn't quite scratch. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife released this video. It was taken on a trail camera, and it shows that bear walking up to a tree, standing on his hind legs and using the tree to scratch his back. Bears will do that. Then he walks away. Wildlife leaders in that area say black bears are getting ready to hibernate for the winter, so they got to scratch what itches.
That's right.
Got to know how he feels early in the morning.
I know, we've all had that problem before.
Right.
We can all, empathize with that poor bear.
Just find a corner somewhere, right?
There you go.
Coming up, we'll take a look at some of the stories our news team is working on for you this morning.
And we'll have another look at your morning forecast coming up.
Good morning. Welcome back in. 4:56 the time, rolling toward 5 o'clock on your Thursday on WKYT.
And now it is time to take a look at some of the stories we're working on for you this morning.
Coming up, a woman is in custody with the police now after they say she is responsible for a car crash that killed 2 people in Lexington. We're working to bring you the details on that.
And one of the best parts of today's newscast is going to be the weather. It's going to be very nice.
Yeah,
yes.
Today's going to be a little interesting, and then but then it really gets nice.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Micah.
Yeah, and we're going to have a few showers early this morning, and we see that rolling across our southern zones as we speak. So as they push on through, remember, these are very gusty showers. You'll get some gusty winds outside, 10 to 20 miles per hour as they pass on through. Right now in Boyle County, now entering northern portions of Casey County. Lincoln, you're going to be next in line. Garrett, you're next in line. Jessamine, you're next in line as it slides over toward the east. So just keep that in mind. Temperature-wise, actually feels really nice. 67 degrees right now in Laurel County, 68 in Moorhead. So as you walk out the door, there's no problems. But let me tell you this, later on this afternoon, Frankfort, that is your high at 67 already this morning. Once we get into the afternoon, you'll actually be in the upper 50s, lower 60s. So dress prepared for that. We'll get into that forecast. We got another 2 hours of WKYT News coming up at the top of the hour.